Well, hello and welcome. I am Legendary Gaming Dragon, otherwise known as LGD. And here we are, playing Astrologaster in Bodleian Library, Oxford, present day. Astrologaster takes its inspiration from the casebooks of the real-life astrologer Simon Foreman. In the decades around, I'll read that at the end. I saw this game on the Game Pass, and it looked fun. Actually, I've had my on it before I got Game Pass. So, I want to bring you this little game. Why, yes, let's pray. Helping us another day of life. Thank you for everything on our journey in life. Amen. Oh, wasn't that nice? A little bit more articulate than last time, no? Play it with you and show you fun times and such in a soothing, well, semi-soothing tone of mind. As soothing as I can get, I think.
In England in 1592, there begins our tale, and all of it's true. Through all of London, one plague did spread, covering folk in weeping sores and leaving thousands dead.
Oh my, what a fun game. Continue game. Oh, sort of like, what was it, Paper Mario Color Splash? Or was it Paper Mario Circus Star? In towns and cities, doctors they flee, leaving their patients to die in misery.
But what brave doctors stayed when all the town is fled? Might not have been because he was too sick to leave his bed.
How fun!
Alas,
It
is my final hour.
I will surely die.
I am too far gone to recover, and for the plague there is no cure. Unless a cure might be found in the stars.
It's a fun story. Use one zodiac to diagnose a condition. How might I be cured of the plague? Good Foreman uses reading. I have the plague, characterized by loss of appetite, immoderate thirst, and pus-filled swellings behind the ears, in the armpits, and in the groin. These are symptoms of a fever provoked by excess sanguinity in the liver. Jupiter domicile in Sagittarius. This indicates a severe imbalance of the blood humor. Please do note that I do not endorse astrology. In case you didn't know, I'd be called a quack, as he is to be called one. Future Sagittarius.
Let me see now.
Let me see.
According to the
According
stars,
the way to cure the plague is
to treat the
fever it provokes.
Can it be true?
Can it be true?
Might a disease so monstrous as the plague be cured by treating it as if it were an exceeding bad fever? Then I must use powerful herbs to bring the fever to crisis and break it. Let me see now. Angelica and dandelion for heat, borage to provoke sweating, infuse them in wine, strain and distill the mixture to produce a most powerful strong water.
Hopefully you could hear that. Oops.
Huzzah!
I'm cured! I'm cured!
I shall now go forth with my miraculous strong water to cure all London of the plague!
Case summary. Querents, Simon the Foreman, scene 13th of October, 1592, at 16. How might I be cured of the plague? I judge my plague symptoms as being provoked by fever. I have invented a new kind of strong water to procure it. Ooh, out of 100. I made a plague cure and used it on himself. Left his health restored, all London was the health. Huzzah! 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 Silent woman, cure us of the plague. Some details are a little vague. We'll use astrology and doses of strong water. If it works, okay, I'll stop singing.
Here comes a lady
I like it warily.
Her
Name is Sadness Helen. What can her trouble be? Oh, what a fun game this is turning out to be.
God give you good day, madam. How may
Are
I?
you Mr. Foreman?
You, Mr. Foreman?
Mr. Simon
Mr. Simon Foreman?
The doctor?
I, madam, I am indeed Dr. Simon Foreman. I bid you welcome to my consulting chambers. Mistress, Mistress,
Alan, Mistress Avis Allen of Lambeth.
pray tell me your age, if you please, madam.
I am 33 years of age.
And how might I do you service
that's a
this
bit too
day,
fast for
Mr.
me.
Allen? Pray describe your troubles to me.
Well, the pain started full
The
late
last
last
eve,
eve upon retiring
to
to
bed.
bed. Oh, not that I am in the habit of retiring so late, but my husband did desire a special supper of cold meats to celebrate and give thanks for, in any case, it started in the night
and
and it continued until dawning. That being the pain in my head and the chundering.
A moment whilst I make note of this. Headache and
Involuntary purging.
Is that all?
Aye, that is all.
That's all.
And thinking on it, my complaint
It
does
does
seem
seem
most
more
trifling.
trifling.
And you are doubtless
Busy
busy with
with
important
important
cases.
cases.
Oh, like the plague!
Oh, I like the play.
Yea, verily, mayhap I should not have come after all. Good day, Dr.
Dr.
Foreman.
Foreman,
I
I
beseech you, pardon me, for I have wasted your time.
Prithee, do not
Please do
go.
not go.
For I assure you, madam, your case verily
very
is
important.
important to me.
Oof.
And 'tis
bit
important to you,
strange
is it
to
not,
speak,
Mistress
no?
Allen? Else you would not have come this day.
Well, I.
Let us consult the stars now, then, shall we? What is the cause
Cause
of
of
Mistress
Mistress Allen's
Allen's suffering?
I was up all night with headache and chundering. What caused my suffering? Miss Allen's troubles have been provoked by anxious passions associated with her being with child. Miss Allen is suffering from evil digestion. Cancer, ruler of the stomach. Scorpio, ruler of the reproductive system. Is there any way I can not get a lisp? Sure, let's do it right. You chose Scorpio.
You are with
You
child,
are my
Mistress
child,
Allen.
Mrs. Allen.
It was the reason for
The
your celebration last
you
evening, methinks?
methinks.
I.
Aye,
But how did you know?
I can see it
In
in
the
my chart, madam. There is a planet aligned with Scorpio at present. Scorpio being the constellation that rules over such matters. Pray tell, how long has it been since your monthly courses?
It has been 14 weeks since my courses, and yesterday I did feel the child quicken. So, indeed, 'twas the cause for our celebration, as you say. For I have been with child before, you see, but 'tis never. And Mr. Allen and I do pray this one will be born alive.
There, dear lady.
Dear lady,
The presence of the
I
planet Mercury in my chart does
does
suggest you
suggest
suffer from anxious passions on account of your
the
condition. And given your ill-favoured history, I warrant it was the twin burdens of hope and fear that provoked your troubles last evening.
evening.
Oh, I see.
I see.
Pray take this flask of
Wine,
wine, madam.
madam.
It has been infused
Infused
with
with cloves,
cloves, ginger root, and cinnamon. Drink of it each morning, and you should soon feel much improved.
Verily, I will do as you
Advised.
advised. I thank ye heartily,
Indeed,
sir.
sir.
Fare you well, Dr. Foreman.
Fare you well,
Well,
Mistress
ma'am.
Allen.
What a fun story. The querent did present the symptoms of headache and involuntary upward purging. I judge the querent as being with child. Methinks the querent is most pleased with me for the reading I gave today. Oh, letter percentage. Apparently she will be back. Aye, what a kind man Dr. Foreman is, and so patient with me. Mighty God, my seven Thomas blind, whom hast thou not blessed, his sense and wisdom. I wish I could do this. Especially choir stuff.
Good day, sir.
Good day,
You
sir.
are Simon Foreman, the physician, are you not? These are your rooms.
Indeed, I am he, and well met, sir. Be it Thomas Blagg I have the honour of welcoming to my humble consulting chambers, the Dean of Rochester Cathedral.
Indeed, 'tis I, Thomas Blagg. Though it is not upon church business that I come to you this day, 'tis upon a matter of my own that I require counsel. I have lately been offered some very lucrative investment opportunities, and well, it is said that God speaks to us through the stars, does he not?
Indeed he does. 'Tis well known that astrology is but a conduit for the word of God, as interpreted using scientific means. And now, these investments of which you speak, pray tell of them, if you please.
2 merchant ships will shortly set sail on very lucrative trading expeditions. I do not possess the coin to invest in both. Hence, I must choose between them, and I must choose very wisely indeed. For sea voyages are most perilous, and if my ship were to founder or be captured by pirates, I would lose my entire investment.
Aye, forsooth, 'twould be most lamentable, to say nothing of the poor souls who might lose their lives.
Who are, naturally, the greater of my concerns.
Yes.
Aye, naturally. And whither might these ships be bound?
The first is bound for the Spice Islands of the East. 'Tis a voyage to be undertaken by a ship named the Conquering Cherub. The other is the Pride of Yarmouth. She is to bring back sugar from the Americas. Have you now the information you require? Then perchance you may divine for me upon which of these 2 ships our Lord God has bestowed his divine blessing.
Aye, Dean Blagg, we may now consult the stars. Should Thomas Blagg invest in the voyage of the Conquering Cherub, or that of the Pride of Yarmouth?
Say. The ship's name should evoke a child who is victorious in battle. This represents victory. The Cherub, Pride of Yarmouth. Blake's investment in the trading voyage will result in a change of fortune from him. The ship's name should evoke a woman who partakes in a marriage. Femininity, or victory. Well, there's a Pride of Yarmouth, and there's a Cherub. Oh, male, I guess. Female, yes. Venus, Yeah. Let's go with a change in fortunes. I guessing that's a cherub?
First, I must advise you that your investment will bring about a change in fortune for you.
I should hope so. Indeed, it is the reason for my desire to make such an investment. But in which ship?
You must invest in the Bride of Yarmouth.
What?
The Bride of Yarmouth? The Bride? But how on earth?
Allow me to explain, Dean Blagg. In the house of marriage, we see the planet Venus, which does represent femininity. And what is the feminine element of a wedding? 'Tis the bride. Ergo, the Bride of Yarmouth. Do you now see? I assure you, my logic is most sound.
Doubtless it is, though 'tis of no use to me, for I said nothing of a ship called the Bride of Yarmouth. 'Twas the Pride of Yarmouth. Pride, with a P.
Ah, verily, but I...
Oh, tush, Dr. Foreman. I will not judge you harshly, for in truth I too do oft find myself thus befuddled. We elder gentlemen cannot expect to be as sharp as once we were, can we?
Sir, I hardly think we're of the same age.
Prithee, sirrah, as much as I would love to bide and discourse with you, it is almost time for my afternoon nap. Mayhap you would benefit from one also. Good day, Dr. Foreman, and keep ye well.
This wasn't successful. That wasn't a good from Emma. Showing humbly made. A man who wants sweet Emma wish to come to her aid. It was a little bird. slighted by an unkind word. You gentle tremor, she seems full of afraid. Oh boy.
Good morrow, sir. Pray tell, are these the consulting chambers of Simon Foreman, Doctor of Astrology and Physics?
Indeed, 'tis I, Dr. Simon Foreman. And your name, madam?
Emma Sharp of Shoreditch, sir. 25 years of age.
Welcome, Miss Sharp. And how may I do you service this day?
A bit too fast for
Well,
me.
'tis a trifle delicate. A man has asked me to be his wife. A dear, kind man, but I fear you will think me cold, Dr. Foreman.
There, madam, whatever is the matter?
Well, he is exceeding advanced in years. I do worry he may not be long for the world, and if he were to die, I do not think I could bear it. Verily, I would not. Indeed,
He thinks I would
rather not marry him at all. Am I very heartless, Dr. Foreman?
Nay, not in the least,
Yes,
madam.
madam.
Your
Your
fears
fears
are
are
most
most
reasonable.
reasonable.
The man in the winter of his life is indeed more likely to die. I assure you, madam, 'tis a medical fact. But methinks you wish to know whether this man be afflicted with a grave health condition, do you not? To wit, any ailment that might soon prove fatal?
Forsooth I do. That is my question precisely. Why, Dr. Foreman, 'tis as if you have a gift for reading minds.
Merely the gift of logical surmise, madam. Let us see whether a judgment of the stars may calm your fears. Does Mr. what was your gentleman's name?
Mr. George Middleton, a wool merchant.
Does Mr. Middleton have any ailments that might hasten his death?
Been bewitched. Possibly for death. My old chapman by witch. Dropping down of the piss. Vertigo. Cardiac passion. Ruler of the heart. Let's go with vertigo.
Mr. Sharp,
Mr. Sharp,
I have exceedingly excellent news for you. Mr. Middleton has only the most trifling of ailments, dropping down of the piss. Though I must advise you that marrying a man who suffers from dropping down of the piss would pose certain laundry-related challenges. But widowhood is not likely to be one of them. At least not imminently.
Blessed day! What wondrous news!
However, there is one other small thing in my chart. It seems your future husband does also suffer from an unreasonable fear of heights. Such a fear could aggravate Mr. Middleton's condition. He would be advised to avoid tall buildings, bridges, and mountains. Or at least be sure he takes a change of breeches along with him on any such outings.
Oh, verily? Then I will follow your advice most carefully, Dr. Foreman. I will now to Mr. Middleton go and accept his proposal of marriage.
Another happy customer. Public notice, beware! Is the man treating you a qualified licensed doctor? London has lately been importuned by low-born charlatans claiming the title of doctor. These men have never attended university, and therefore cannot be trusted. Any man found to be practicing law medicine without a medical license shall be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Dr. Richard Smith, president of... Oh, I can't do British accent, can I? It'll take a little bit more practice. Murdering one, these doctors come. Murdering one, find them. Doctors will they slave for me. Slave for me. Sent him to jail. Such a lovely song.
What's the meaning of this warning being put about by the College of Physicians? Do they mean to do me harm? It is true that I do not have a medical license. What am I to do?
Mayhaps the stars will advise me. Ooh. I have that. Ignorance. Wealth and privilege. War against me. If I'm to become the best doctor, I must find and advisors ending war. And help me, for the Archbishop of Canterbury has a special power to grant medical license. I must use my brilliant mind for a strong relation with my querents. Solution involves being sensitive. Yes, B does seem a greater choice. 1 second. I hope I'm not speaking too softly. Now am I? It may appear that I may mumble at times.
It seems that if I'm to avoid prosecution by the College of Physicians,
I must obtain a medical license.
Towards this end, doubtless the best course is to serve my querents well, treating their illnesses and problems with intelligence and sensitivity. For if I do, they may favour me with letters of recommendation, and I can use these to petition the University of Cambridge to grant me a license.
Yes, very such so. Man at the door who I haven't seen. Is it friend? Well, this is troublesome. Being quiet, dressed such strange attire. Is it fair, Signor Ferraro? The course does provide a certain challenge, if I do say so.
Good day to you, sir. I see you having some difficulties. William, fetch my guest a chair.
No, he's good.
I'm just a little Steve.
As you wish.
Mr.
Signor
Riccardo Ferraro.
I am a gentleman of Venezia, come to make a trade in London.
Venice? It is a fine city, I hear. And how may I do you service this day, Signor Ferraro?
I am come with una problema medicale, and you are most great dottore who does cure all London. You cure Ferraro too, see?
Forsooth, I will seek to do so, Signor. Pray, describe your complaints, if you do, please.
He's burning when I make the water.
Pain during urination?
See, and his pain down there. Molto pain.
And
pain in the lower back.
Now, let us see what the stars can tell us.
What else, Signor Riccardo Ferraro? Can't really roll my R's, can I? The gout. Hot, dry, humors seeping into the joints of the foot. The bile. Turn of the kidney. Them. Let's go with Libra.
Tis a case of stones in the kidneys, I regret to say. But worry not, Signor. I will give you an ounce of my strong water to dislodge them. Drink this entire flask when you rise at dawn tomorrow. You may then expect to evacuate the stones by way of your privy member within just a few hours.
Your famous strong water. This water is said to cure the plague, I thank you, Signor Foreman. And now Riccardo Ferraro bids you good day.
The telling is now gone. Hooray. Ooh, this is gonna be tough. She is no beauty, in short she lacks refineness. Every awkward hero is awkward princess. Quite blunt, no?
Well met, Mistress Allen. Pray tell, the last time I saw you, you were with child, methinks. Pray tell, how fares...
I would rather not talk about that, if you please.
Oh, I see. I am fully
sorry, madame.
I'm come upon... The matter that brings...
Madam. I prithee, madam.
Say on.
I'm come about the new law. I know not what to do, and I would have counsel.
You are in trouble with the law, madam.
Nay, at least not yet, but my neighbours have begun to remark unkindly upon my absences, my Sunday absences from church. I'm afeard one of them may soon denounce me.
'Tis the Act Against Recusants you speak of. The law that obliges Catholics to attend church and take the English sacrament. You are of the Catholic faith, I take it?
Aye, a Catholic, but as well a law-abiding woman and a full loyal subject of the Queen. Long may she reign.
I do not doubt it, madam.
But to take the Protestant sacrament, 'tis heresy. So says the Pope in Rome. I risk being done to hell if I do it, Dr. Foreman. Verily, I find myself in a most terrible
terrible
bind.
I see. Damned if you do, yet condemned if you do not. A cruel bind indeed.
Let us
see if the stars may untangle it for us. Should Mistress Avis Allen attend Protestant church services?
Please know that this is the 1950-somethings, when the Black Plague was in full spread. I'm a Catholic. Should I be the law? Ooh. Let's go with A. We all know how gossiping women are, don't we?
Dear lady, if your neighbours consider speaking against you,
it will be on account of your envy.
Envy?
But
Mr.
Miss
Allen and I have
I
not been blessed with. I have not had the same fortune as other women. And to be sure, we are not wealthy.
Yes, of course. Hence you must disabuse your neighbours of their ill-founded notions. Indeed, you must have them believe that you are, in truth, most poor.
Then I am to have my neighbours pity me.
Precisely so, madam. For if they were to pity you, they would never think of reporting you to the authorities. Nay, they would say, see how low poor Mistress Allen has come. She has no gown fine enough for church, so she finds an excuse not to come by pretending she is a Catholic.
Oh, I see. Then I must wear coarser clothes as well. In truth, 'twill not be agreeable to be talked of so. But nay, 'tis naught but my vanity, and if a woman must sacrifice her comeliness for the sake of her soul, so be it. 'Tis but a small price to pay.
Oh, but be assured, madam, you would still be most... well, methinks you would appear no less comely in poorer attire.
Oh,
Dr.
Foreman, you make me blush.
Forgive me, dear lady. 'Tis not my intention to occasion you any... Madam, would you care to see my collection of Venetian glassware?
I think I would. Indeed, I would like that very well.
Not what I expected. What a strange achievement. Come to us night. The head are shining, her eyes are bright. And the form in the light. Oh, she is quite a lady. Oh, she is quite a lady. With my voice quite down and dampened, I'm not exactly the most enunciated.
Good day to you, sir. I am Amelia Bassano of Bishopsgate,
here for my consultation.
Welcome, Mistress Bassano.
Bassano.
'Tis an Italian name, is it not?
Aye, it is, sir. Though I was born in London, my family are from Venice. They did come to London to gain employment as musicians at the Royal Court.
I know one of your countrymen, Riccardo Ferraro, another one of my querents. Mayhap you know him? He hails from Venice too.
No, sir, I do not know him. Venice is a large city, and as such is home to many thousands of men. And as I did mention, I was born in London.
Aye, of course.
What happened? Is this game too much for my computer? Oh dear. Blimey. Well, would you look at that? It crashed. Let's hope it's saved.
Good day to you, sir. I am Amelia Bassano of Bishop's...
Welcome, Mistress Bassano.
Aye, it is, sir. No, sir, I do not know.
Aye, of course.
May you help us our thoughts to what brings you this day? Have you a
Aye, sir, I wish to know what afflicts me, for my belly does begin to swell, and lately I oft find myself chundering after meals.
Swollen abdomen and involuntary upward purging. Well now, let us consult the stars to judge the cause of these troubles. What is ailing Mistress Amelia Bassano?
Could be pregnancy or it could be an illness. Balsam phlegm. With child. Crook in the knees. Correct. Let's hope I guess it's right. I choose you. Oops. I choose you. Scorpio.
I neglected to ask.
Is
there a Mr. Bassano?
My father still lives.
I mean to say, are you yet married, Mistress Bassano? I presume you are, for the stars indicate that you are with child. Wondrous news indeed.
I see.
Of course, it is natural for a young lady to be a trifle anxious when she's expecting her first child. And I see you are anxious, are you not?
Mr. Foreman, I own that I am.
Well, doubtless you are anxious owing to the unpredictable nature of your condition. For instance, sometimes the child might emerge from its mother's womb early, weeks or even months earlier than anticipated. This possibility is a medical fact, and one that should be explained to any husband who may... Do you see what I'm saying, Mistress Bassano?
Nay, not in the least, sir.
Some of my maiden querents, I assume you are still unmarried and therefore a maiden, when they find themselves inexplicably with child, they oft do not remain unmarried for long. I advise you to discuss this with your family without delay, Mistress Bassano. Doubtless they will be keen to make the arrangements for you.
I see. Yes, of course. I must lose no time in finding your husband.
I thank you, Dr. Foreman.
Good day.
Like I was right, maybe. Such a thing to be playing this game in the middle of night. But not on the stars, I'm not a fool. Not that much of a fool. The portal out through whence the gates out of hell do blast. Quite weird, okay.
Blessed morrow to you, Dr. Foreman. I am Mary Payne of 4th Street in Lambeth, and come to seek your counsel about my neighbours.
Good morrow, Mistress Payne, and well met. What trouble do your neighbours give you? They play their lutes into the night, perchance? Mayhap a neighbour has cast a malignant spell upon your cabbages.
Why, sir, 'tis no trifling matter. Indeed, 'tis a matter of grave importance. Doubtless you do know we have a Catholic living on 4th Street, a woman by the name of Avis Allen.
Yes. I did hear tell that Mistress Allen subscribes to the Romish faith. But 'tis no crime to be a Catholic, is it, madam? At least not at present.
Aye, but harbouring a Jesuit priest is, Dr. Foreman. These evenings past, I have spied a man sneaking in and out of the Allen's house. 'Tis my reckoning the man is a priest who is going hither and thither all over Lambeth to perform the Catholic Mass and take confessions. Doubtless Mr. Allen is hiding him in one of those little cupboards.
You mean to say you think Mr. Allen has installed a priest hole in his house? A secret room hidden behind the wood panelling of a wall?
Indeed, I do. I am certain that he has such a hole, and that a priest is going in and out of Mr. Allen's hole from dusk till dawn.
Verily? How troubling. But surely you are mistaken, madam, for under the cover of darkness, how can you be sure the man you did spy was not Mr. Allen himself?
Nay, 'twas not Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen is a fine, tall figure of a man, whereas the figure I did spy was very narrow and malformed in appearance. A scrawny little imp of a man he was.
I see.
Now, you must not think me intolerant, Dr. Foreman. If Mistress Allen must cling to her idolatrous backward beliefs, 'tis her own affair, and I have no wish to cause trouble for the Allens. And even though Mistress Allen is lately not been seen in church, thus far I have held my tongue about it. But we residents of 4th Street are decent English folk. We will not abide an agent of Rome sneaking around our neighbourhood, muttering incantations in some devilish foreign tongue.
I think you mean Latin, madam.
But before I act upon my suspicions, I think it wise to know if there be any truth in them.
Then let us see what the stars can tell us. Who is this mysterious stranger, and why does he frequent the Allen's house late at night?
This is interesting, to say the least. Any sudden change? Death. Cruelty. Untrustworthy foreigner, as foreigners are untrustworthy by nature, element might be no particular symptom. Foreigner. Maternal is often thwarted by her inability to bear child, but she stubbornly persisted in trying to reverse her infertility. Intricate man who adorns himself in fine clothes. Education, finery. And Mr. Payne is solemn. Is an enemy who engaged in idolatrous religious worship of the Virgin Mary. In other words, he's a Jesuit priest. The priest option, the. He is in the wrong. Let's see what this happens.
Ah, 'twould seem the man you saw is a foreigner who's been secreted into the Allen house to aid Mistress Allen with their family difficulties.
Family difficulties? Come, Dr. Foreman, pray speak plain.
Ah, well, as you doubtless know, the Allens have never been blessed with a living child. Mayhap 'tis the belief of Mistress Allen that the seed of a foreigner would prove more powerful than the demonstrably less successful seed of Mr. Allen.
Then 'tis naught but adultery, fornication with a foreigner. Mistress Allen will pay dearly for such sinning. Her soul will be damned to an afterlife beset by the exquisite tortures of hell's capricious demons.
Aye, well, according to scripture, that is technically true.
But to harbour a Jesuit priest is a far greater evil. We must be glad that Mistress Allen commits naught but the sin of adultery, conducted late at night, with a man who gives forth strong foreign seed. You have given me much to think on, Dr. Foreman.
Blessed
day.
I am glad to have been of service, Mistress Payne.
You've skipped that one. How many more seasons do I have to go through? And does rocker continue frog? Is it ferro? Continue frog. Italian fluffy facial hair. It's Ferraro.
God give you good day, Signor. And how may I assist you?
Tis I, Riccardo Ferraro, come once again to see the great Dottore Simon Foreman.
So I see.
What
brings you this day?
I bring myself to you, so you treat my illness. It is
very
grave.
And, what might this illness be? Perchance we might start with your complaints.
First problem is the laughter that cannot be controlled.
Uncontrollable laughter, you say? I see. Anything else?
Next problem, the dancing that cannot be controlled.
Uncontrollable dancing. And yet, you do not appear to be dancing at present.
What can I say? It is uncontrollable dancing. I cannot control when I dance.
Nay, it is a fair point.
Doubtless my disease, whatever it may be, is very rare and very difficult to diagnose. But of course, if it be beyond your medical understanding...
Let me assure you, Signor, that whatever is said of us on the continent, the learning of we English doctors is unparalleled. There is no better medical care to be had than in London. Now, let us see whether the stars may tell us something of your unusual and troubling illness.
Tarantula. I think the belching is more correct. Let's see if we actually get this right.
It sounds to me like
you
you're
are experiencing
pain in your stomach.
But
how? Did you know this?
Did you know this?
Indeed, methinks you are stricken with a bout of colic. Most doctors do advise upward purging, but I have found the dog cure more efficacious in cases of colic.
The dog cure?
Aye, First, you must find a dog lying idle on the ground. On any street in London, you will find such a creature. Then you must kick the dog away, lower your breeches, and then make water upon the spot where the dog did lie.
If you say so, Signor Foreman.
If we were not on English soil, of course, I would have said you were bitten by a tarantula. But there be no such spiders in England. Our weather is much too cold for them. Indeed, only an overqualified quack who draws his medical knowledge from books alone would think such a diagnosis appropriate in this case.
Indeed, most ludicrous.
And in truth, the laughing and dancing you are troubled with may doubtless be attributed to your hot-blooded Latin temperament.
Doubtless you speak it true, eh? 'Tis but a symptom of my hot Venetian blood. Ricardo Ferrara bids you good day.
I do hope you enjoy my accents. Why does the lady feel confined? Mayhap the world is too unkind. The doctor medicate her mind. Hey, kill this comely lady. Hey, kill this comely lady.
Good day to you, madam.
Yes. Good day, Mr. Foreman. Pray tell, is your Venetian querent Ricardo Ferrara one of the patients you treat for troubles of the mind? Forsooth, his manner is right strange. I passed him at the door, and when I addressed him in the Italian tongue, he abruptly turned from me and ran away down the street.
Nay, Signor Ferrara has no grave troubles of the mind that I'm aware of. Mayhap he was merely dumbstruck by your beauty, madam.
Dr. Foreman, a man is rarely struck dumb by a woman's beauty. Indeed, 'tis quite the reverse. He is oft rendered all the more loquacious, plaguing her with ill-formed metaphors he believes are compliments, and with hasty declarations and invitations she has neither sought nor invited.
Quite.
But let us turn our minds to happier thoughts. I did lately hear of your marriage to your cousin, Mr. Alfonso Lania, for which I must congratulate you. And as I recall, you were with child when I last saw you.
I was, as you correctly judged.
And your child and husband are both well, I hope?
I would rather not discourse on the subject of my husband, Dr. Foreman.
As it pleases you, madam. What brings you this day?
Lately I have been feeling heavy and lethargic. I do also find it hard to fix my attention upon the book I am reading or upon words I am composing. And yet, although I oft feel right tired, I am having difficulty sleeping.
Well, becoming a mother, beset with all the demands of a suckling babe, can force change upon the normal rhythms of life.
Nay, 'tis not that, for I have employed a wet nurse for the feeding and much of the care of my son. Methinks I must have some kind of disease.
I see. Let us consult the stars to see what afflicts you. What is ailing Mistress Emilia Lania?
Quite the case. Libra does seem like it.
You are suffering from phlegmatism, madam.
Phlegmatism,
to treat it, I will give you syrup of safflower to be taken each morning when you break fast.
What is phlegmatism, Dr. Foreman?
Well, simply put, 'tis an excess of phlegm. This can be provoked by a stubborn temperament and a willful resistance to change. 'Tis sometimes experienced by lately wedded women such as yourself, who do not easily adjust to married life.
I see. So, if I am to understand your judgment, Dr. Foreman, if only I were to offer less resistance to, indeed, if I were to accommodate my husband's profligacy and drunkenness, then I would be cured of my condition?
Well, not precisely. If you will allow me to...
But is that not a logical extension of your judgment, Dr. Foreman?
If you will forgive me for saying so, madam, you are displaying a degree of recalcitrance at this moment which only serves to confirm my...
Dr. Foreman, methinks I should prefer to forever remain a phlegmatic woman than hear any further from you this day, sir. I will bid you good day.
Oh. Disappointing. Sir, I thank you for your recent inquiry with regard to terminating a license to practice medicine. I note from our records that you have terminated your enrollment at our institution some years ago on the grounds of insufficient funds. Whilst we do not ordinarily issue medical license to men who have not first completed a medical degree, proof of equivalent professional experience in the form of letters of recommendation may be taken into consideration. A minimum of 8 letters of recommendation is customarily required. I urge you to write to us once you have attained the requisite number of letters. John Cowell, Vice Chancellor, University of Cambridge.
What
Is a revelation when no longer shine? Now the patient and Avis is the cure. Oh my.
Ah, my dear Avis, what a pleasure it is to see you. I have oft thought of our last...
Cannot tarry long. My husband will be expecting me home.
Of course. But, dear
Lady,
lady, is something the matter?
Of course. Do not all your querents come with a matter they wish an answer to?
Well, yes,
but I wish to ask of the stars whether a man I am close with, a man who is not my husband, whether that man be also close with another woman.
A man you are. I see.
Well, if I am to judge the stars for you, I must ask you to be more precise.
In what sense do you mean close?
The platonic bond of friendship?
Nay, close in the sense of being intimate.
I see.
I see.
Then 'tis the familial tie of kinship, perchance.
Nay, I mean someone with whom I have shared physical relations.
Verily, madam, if I am to give you an accurate reading, you must state your question
clearly.
Methinks you know full well what I ask. I bid you ask the stars whether my lover is, that is to say, be it true that he engages with another woman in acts of strumpy-humpy.
Madam, you astonish me. 'Tis unlike you to speak such indelicate words. Now, if I understand you correctly, you have a lover, and you wish to know whether he has been sharing his tender favours with another woman.
Aye, but did I not verily say so?
And now that we have at last fathomed your question, let us read the stars to fathom an answer. Has Mistress Allen's lover been
unfaithful to her? A surprise, optimism, jealousy, agreeableness. Mature man, Ava's lover, unable to please. Let's go with what she wants to hear. I hope this is what she wants to hear.
The stars are
most clear, madam.
Your lover has not
been coupling with another woman.
He has not.
He has not.
Forsooth, the stars say that your mind has been turned by jealousy and confusion.
Now, if there is nothing further, madam,
oh, how relieved I am to hear you say this. Oh, Simon, what a fool I have been not to trust you.
But you, this lover, 'twas me all along. You were not speaking of some other man?
I beseech you, pardon me, Simon. I had to know the truth from the stars, for I did hear tell of other women.
But how could you not see? No other woman is to me so dear and verily. Is it not clear to you that I...
Do you verily, Simon?
Oh, my dear.
Dear sweet Avis. Oh dear. Letter of recommendation. 1 out of 8. Verily, it was so wrong of me to doubt him. You before to scale us new, far ahead of our friends. She oft got her hands, good from lands. Captain for to scare sends. Interesting.
Good morrow, madam. I humbly welcome you to my consulting chambers, and thank you for choosing my practice.
Mistress
Fortescue. Mistress Sybil Fortescue.
Well then, Mistress Fortescue, What may I assist you with this day?
I come upon a most troubling matter, sir. I know not whether it is a medical matter or
something else.
something else.
I see. Pray describe your trouble to me, madam.
Well, I suppose it all began with a dinner I hosted at my house last even. Mayhap you have heard of my dinners, Dr. Foreman. They are much talked about. Though I fear last evening's dinner will be talked about for all the wrong reasons.
Talked about, you say?
Yes. Indeed, invitations to my dinners are much sought after, for I host the most desirable of guests. Lords, bishops, poets, explorers, painters, and the like. Why, last eve I hosted the famous Robert Lord Devereux, the playwright William Shakespeare, and the Bishop of London and his wife. As well as fascinating conversation, at my table I served the very latest and most original dishes. Last even, I served an exotic green vegetable called a potato, so crisp and refreshing. My dear husband sent them home to me from the New World. Doubtless you have heard of my husband, Captain Fortescue. He is a great friend of Sir Walter Raleigh.
I see. Your dinners do sound most excellent, Mistress Fortescue. But what occurred at last eve's dinner that has you so distressed?
Well, in truth, 'twas after dinner. We all felt a strong desire to take some air, and so we left the table to take a turn in some pleasure gardens nearby. But then, as we were walking along the path, right in the middle of the gardens, in full public view...
Pray do not distress yourself, madam. Prithee, take your time.
My guests and I were, all of a sudden, stricken with pain. We began chundering and voiding from our... But there was nowhere to turn, you see. There were no bushes close by to shield our modesty. 'Twas unspeakable.
A moment, madam, as I note this down. Abdominal pain and simultaneous upward and downward purging of a most sudden and violent nature. Now, let us see how these stars explain this most distressing and unsavory event. What troubled Mr. Sybil Fortescue and her guests last eve?
Let's see what option we have. Evil digestion, temporary illness. Imbalance of the phlegm. Chronic illness. Well, obviously, this one. Might I beg your pardon, Governor?
I think you said the New World vegetables you dined upon were green in colour, did you not? And you described them as crisp and refreshing, I think. I take it then that you serve them to your guests green and raw?
Yes, indeed. Most of the potatoes my husband sent me were full dull and unhealthsome in appearance. Hence I served only the green ones. I had my cook cut them in such a way as to resemble roses. 'Tis the way I oft serve my apples.
Ah, then your trouble was a severe case of evil digestion. I have read that these vegetables can be noxious if they turn green.
Oh, my days! You mean I poisoned my guests?
In a manner of speaking, aye. But worry not, madam, for the suffering was but temporary. Indeed, it does sound as if the bodies of your guests were most comprehensively purged of the poison. However, in future, be sure to cook the potatoes until they are soft, and pray do not eat the ones that turn green.
As God shall mend me! What a shameful affair this has been! I shall go home and, well, I shall write to my husband and ask that he includes cooking instructions with the next gift of food that he sends me. I thank ye and bid ye good day, Dr. Foreman.
Seems like I have an imbalance of phlegms in the throat. Easy. Comes the literary mind. Such as we do rarely find, just behind, for she is but a lady. Right, let's get on with the story.
Good evening, Miss Lanier. What brings you?
I am come about my
future, Dr. Foreman.
I wish to know whether I will find success as a writer of poems and plays. You can predict futures, can you not?
You, madam, a writer of poems and of plays.
Yes, forsooth, how very remarkable.
Well, 'tis true most of us Basanos and Laniers are musicians, but I have chosen a different path. I've lately begun a collaboration with a poet and playwright. Let us call him Mr. S. He is presently writing a play that takes place in northern Italy, and as I am of Italian heritage, he has asked me to help him write it.
How interesting. And does this collaboration betwixt you
go well?
Right well,
Or so methinks.
Indeed, Mr. S did suggest that I am full talented as a writer. Be not afraid of greatness, he told me. For once our play opens upon the London stage, our success will follow as night follows day.
I see.
I see.
Then what would you have me ask the stars, madam?
Well, I've noticed that Mr. S, although a brilliant man, is oft prone to exaggerated melodrama and implausible plot resolutions. I wish to know whether this story of his, of our future success, is true.
Very wise of you, madam. Then let us see whether your success or failure is writ in the stars. Will Mistress Amelia Lanier find fame and fortune as a writer?
Victory. Rise in politics. Optimism. Transformation. Cooperation. Sensitivity. Jealousy. Deception. Creativity. Let's go with A. So be it.
It would seem Mr.
Mr.
S.'s confidence is not misplaced,
for the
stars foretell that if you have faith in your success, you will succeed. And your contribution to the world will reach beyond literature to be of great benefit to society.
So, in order to succeed, I must hold fast to a belief that I will succeed.
Just so, madam.
But what you are asking of me is right illogical, Dr. Foreman. Indeed, it is an impossibility. How can I maintain a belief that my success is inevitable when you have just informed me that my success is conditional and contingent? As Aristotle teaches us
Mistress Lanier, mayhap I have confounded you with the nuances of my astrological reading. All you need know is that the achievement of your goals is very likely. Indeed, 'tis indicated that your collaboration with Mr. S will be a fruitful one. Prithee, madam, look not for bad news among the good.
Aye, mayhap 'tis best I not overthink it, as you say.
I thank you, sir.
Good even, Dr. Foreman.
Dr. Foreman. Closer, closer. How you lucid that solve this conundrum? Just Miss Allen, the lover Foreman's life, who turns the father of the man's wife.
Good day to you,
Yes,
sir.
Good day to you, madam. What service may I perform for you this day?
For me?
None.
None at all.
Verily.
Then I cannot fathom why you...
It was my husband who bade me come, for he finds it difficult to speak of. As I say, he had me come in his stead, and I could think of no reason to give him for why I should not come.
I see. Then what is
troubling your husband?
Madam, I cannot treat a querent without knowing first what his troubles are.
He is unable to perform his marital duties.
I see. And whatever does that mean? Your husband forgets to put out the night soil? Some broken shelving he's neglected to fix? Prithee, madam, I bid you be more precise.
Oh, you know perfectly well what I mean, Simon. I bid you not drag this out any longer. Pray read the stars and let us get this over with.
As you wish, madam.
Now,
let us see. What ails Mr. Allen so as to render him unable
to
perform his marital obligations toward Miss Allen?
Deficiency of blood, mild enchantment, disturbance of mind, temporary, cold in the heart, lost in carnal lust, bewitched by a witch, deficiency in the blood. Which one? He cannot perform, or he does not want to. Let's go with Aries.
Your husband is
And
suffering from a lack of sanguinity in the brain, which has resulted in a loss of carnal lust. According to my chart, there is
little hope of remedy.
Verily, no hope at all.
Nay, I'm afraid
fear
not.
not.
Oh, then Mr. Allen is not, cannot be a full husband to me. At least not in the full, true sense of being a husband.
Precisely so. And as a physician, it behoves me to observe how unnatural
and lamentable
it is
that
that
you, the wife, be so neglected.
Oh, Simon.
Oh, my
darling
Avis.
Avis. Of course. What's this? Number 3? Number 4? What's against him to make war? He makes love without the care. To Avis is not by you wrong. In love and war, all is fair.
In love and war
Is fair.
Last even, 'twas like a dream. Never in my life have I felt so. Oh,
my sweet Avis.
'Tis true you are married, but surely a love as great as ours can transcend such earthly impediments. Dare I hope for? Nay, 'tis most unlikely. Or is it? Forsooth, there be no harm in asking the stars. Might Avis Allen one day be mine?
Hey. Family. And death. No. Let's go with B.
It says, Avis is one day to be widowed. Which will, of course, be very tragical. But after the grieving is done, we will marry. She will be Mistress Foreman. Mistress Avis Foreman.
Mighty God, lead thy servant honest light away from sin and temptation. Let his wife does him an evil. Oh my.
Good day, Dean Blarg. Fare you
Very
well?
Most well,
Oh,
most well indeed, and I will tell you why. The conquering cherub has lately returned home to England.
Ah, this being the voyage you did invest in.
Aye, and what a sound investment it was, for it has paid off most handsomely. The cherub's cargo of nutmeg and pepper will fetch a high price indeed. Forsooth, my earnings have enabled me to make a substantial investment in Sir Walter Raleigh's expedition to the New World.
Ah, methinks I've heard of this. 'Tis a quest to find the fabled lost city of gold, is it not? Or as the Spanish call it, El Dorado.
The very same. For it is said that El Dorado does lie deep within the rainforests of the southern parts of the New World, hiding vast quantities of gold and precious jewels. Hence, what I would have you tell me is exactly how rich can I expect to be made from my investments?
I see.
For if I am to be made very rich, I am afeard that news of my fabulous wealth may cause some jealousy among the clergy. News travels fast around the diocese, and I think it wise to get ahead of it if I can.
Then let us consult the stars. What will become of Thomas Black's investment in Sir Walter Raleigh's quest to find El Dorado?
Isn't he the guy that made the Fountain of Youth? Unhappiness. Instinct. Violence. life. A legacy of fine things. Yes. Oh, midnight, eh? No. Sort of. Absolutely. Why, which one of these? Sir Walter Riley. I think he's met an unfortunate death, or unfortunate path.
I have ill tidings for you, Dean Bligh. Raleigh and his man have been set upon by a tribe of angry New World natives.
Angry natives? But surely the natives would greet us with much rejoicing. For do we not bring with us the gift of civilization? Would they not crave freedom from their tyrannical chieftains and cruel pagan gods?
Well, it would seem these particular natives cannot be reasoned with, as they are led by instinct alone, and they will fight to the last man, as it is not in their nature to surrender with honor, as Christian men would.
Truly?
But
alas, I am afeard that Raleigh shall be forced to abandon his search for El Dorado, and your investment will come to naught.
I must own, sir, that I cannot share your uncharitable view of these savages. They may be heathens, but are they not still God's children? I will now take my leave, that you may engage in quiet reflection upon the spiritual dimensions of this question.
Symptoms are rare and the question is queer. The Eldorado. And that when the melody is so strange and rather Signor Ferraro. My favorite song.
Good morrow, sir, and well met.
Indeed, 'tis I, Riccardo Ferraro, come once again to the great Dottore Simon Foreman.
Aye, and I can see why you are come. Methinks you are not well, Signor. The colour of your face is quite alarming.
It is because I am losing the blood. The blood does drain away from my face, away down my body, and out of my...
You are bleeding from your fundament. How much have you been bleeding, and for how long?
Un poco, not too much. It does come and go. Sometimes blood, sometimes no blood. You stop at the blood, see?
Mayhap I will, but first I must consult the stars to find a diagnosis. What ails Signor Riccardo Ferraro?
Obviously, I think the first one.
There is nothing here to worry about, Signor Ferraro. Your body is merely purging itself of corrupted blood in a similar manner to that which does occur in a woman's nethers each month. To wit, 'tis most healthsome and natural.
Are you sure? Are you sure? That is your final answer?
Indeed it is. I do assure you, Signor, 'tis the very latest medical thinking on the subject of hemorrhoids. You are welcome to procure a second opinion, but I warrant you will find that most doctors in London will tell you the same.
Then Riccardo Ferraro bids you good day, Signor Foreman.
Yes. This woman has a gift for words. If only she had written these words, probably much better words, written by a lady. Quite a nice choir.
Did you see that?
See
To
what,
what, madam?
Your querent, Signor Ferraro, scuttling away from me like a frightened rabbit.
What
What have I ever done to upset the man? All I did was wish him buongiorno as I passed him at the door.
Verily, Signor Ferraro's behaviour does sound full strange. But let us not think of him, but of the matter that brings you hither, Mistress Lanier.
How do you fare?
I fare most well, in the
sir,
main. For you spoke true when you said my collaboration with Mr. S would be fruitful. 'Tis going exceeding well. Verily, Dr. Foreman, I would be right content with my lot at present if it were not for the trouble I am come about this day.
Pray, tell me of this trouble, madam.
I am being proud. Oftentimes in the night I see him following me home. One time he thinks I even caught him looking at me through my window. I would have you tell me who this prowling man might be.
A prowler?
How very worrisome.
Can you describe this man to me?
Nay, for 'tis always at night that I spy him, and I have always been too frighted for my eyes to linger upon him for very long.
Then let us see what light the stars can shed upon the identity of this man who hides himself in darkness. Who is the man prowling Mistress Lamia?
Obviously it's the Italian guy. Violent husband. C or it's A. Violence. Misguided optimism. Intimacies. Reversal of fortune. Yes, this seems most like it.
Madam, how have relations betwixt you and Mr. Lamia been of late? Does he exhibit any signs of a cruel or controlling nature? Is he prone to violence?
Aye, indeed, Dr. Foreman. My husband uses uncouth words, throws my books about, and even breaks chairs when he is in a temper. All the more so after he overindulges in strong drink.
I am full sorry to hear, madam. But it does solve our mystery, for the stars suggest that it is none other than your husband who has been prowling you.
Verily, in truth, it does not surprise me. I will to home go and tell my husband to...
Prithee, madam, for the sake of your safety, act not in haste.
If confronted, your husband may do you harm.
There is truth in what you say. Forsooth, if Alfonso would spend his evenings following me about, mayhap I leave it to him. For if he hopes to catch me cuckolding him with another man, he will be exceeding disappointed.
Halfway there.
Hear ye! Sir Walter Raleigh fails to find legendary treasure city. Rumours say next Raleigh voyage is to Pot of Gold and the Rainbow.
Ha 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 ha! Yeah. Sir Walter Raleigh fails to find legendary treasure city. Rumours say next Raleigh voyage is find a pot of gold at the end of Rayla. Ha 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 ha! Reports have lately come in that Sir Walter Raleigh's expedition to the New World in search of El Dorado has been a colossal cluster fail. Despite Raleigh's assurance to the Queen that he would return with gold raided from the legendary city, it is said that Raleigh's ships brought back naught but potatoes. Experts predict her Majesty's reaction to be somewhat testy. I was right in my history lessons. What do you know, world history actually serves for a purpose. Video games. Sympathy, especially when the bomb of wealth comes so kind-hearted he is. Ooh, this game takes breath away from me.
Good day to you, Mistress Sharp.
Good day, Dr. Foreman. But I am Mistress Delamere now.
Mistress
Delamere?
But as I recall from my case notes...
Let me see now.
'Twas
3 years past.
Aye. Were you not hoping to marry a man named George Middleton?
Oh, yes. I did marry Mr. Middleton. But not long after we were wed, he fell to his death whilst taking the air atop a church belfry, struck down by his abiding love of late Gothic architecture.
There, my dear lady. How distressing your late husband's death must have been for you.
Aye, indeed, Dr. Foreman. So much so that my friends urged me to marry again, lest I die of grief. But now that I am once more a wife, I would not wish to be widowed again. And John Delamere, my present husband, is also an older man. Dr. Foreman, you must tell me whether there be any illness he has, whether there be anything I might do to save my dear sweet husband from an early death.
Then let us see what the stars have to say. Is Mr. John Delamere troubled with any condition that may cause him to die?
cannot be cured. Cardiac passion. Bewitched. Tree of death. Soreness in the throat.
Your husband suffers from quinsy, madam.
Oh, you mean to say he has a sore throat?
'Tis a trifle graver than that, madam, but to be sure, quinsy is not fatal. To hasten your Mr. Delamere's recovery, there is a most effective treatment that you may wish to try. A moment, prithee, madam, while I consult my medical handbook. Yes. To treat quinsy, stroke the patient's swollen throat with the hand of a fresh corpse.
I am to find a dead man's hand and use it to stroke my husband's neck.
Aye. I do not usually offer this treatment myself, so I will direct you to a specialist. Jack Stiles, the hangman at Tyburn. Tell Mr. Stiles that Dr. Simon Foreman sent you, and he will give you a fair price for a few minutes with one of the corpses.
I will be sure to. And that is all.
That is all.
My husband has no grave condition that threatens his life.
Nay, madam. Aside from the quinsy, your husband appears to be in very fine health.
By my troth, how wondrous. I thank ye heartily for your reassurance, Dr. Foreman. Good day.
Good. Oh, I'm feeling sleepy. Right over in tears and shame. Another can of a fruit cocktail. Cheers.
Good morrow, Mistress Fortescue. How may I help you this day?
I did lately experience feelings of a most strange and disturbing nature, for which I desire an explanation.
I see. Prithee describe these feelings to me, madam. When did they occur?
Last eve, at a dinner party hosted by my dear friend Mistress Emma Delamere. All was well at first, but soon after my arrival I was stricken with a kind of madness.
Madness, you say?
Yes. Moments during which I found myself overcome with feelings of mirth, laughing most immoderately at the dullest of remarks made by other guests. At other times I felt an unnatural fascination with the shape of the candelabra in the table centrepiece. And all the while I was so ravenous with hunger, I quite absent-mindedly ate all the sweetmeats at my end of the table. I fear my rapaciousness did not escape the notice of guests seated beside me.
Such an immoderate appetite is out of character for you, I take it. It could not have merely been occasioned by anxious passions?
Why, nay, Dr. Foreman. Forsooth, I ought to have been very calm last eve, for I did spend the afternoon inhaling the fumes of an aromatic oil, a gift from my sweet husband, sent back from his explorations in the Near East. I did mention my husband, Captain Henry Fortescue, before, I think. He is a great friend of Sir Walter Raleigh. Oh, Henry and Sir Walter find the oil most relaxing, so he tells me.
Yet you were not so very relaxed last eve, I take it.
No, not in the least. For I fear a capricious spell was cast upon me. Over the course of the evening, I developed the strongest intuition that malignant forces were present in the room, and that I had been bewitched. Could it be true, Dr. Foreman? Might a witch have cast a spell on me?
That is something we shall have to ask the stars, madam. Let us see. What was it that afflicted Mistress Sybil Fortescue last eve at dinner?
Black bile, melancholy. Bewitched. Is she smoke inhalation? Drugs? Most like.
Now, madam, the oil your husband sent you. This was the first time you did inhale its fumes, methinks.
Yes, the shipment of gifts for my husband did only lately arrive.
Then I think we have your answer. I have read some interesting tales of such oils and herbs of the Near East. 'Tis said they occasion certain temperaments. To wit, an excessive sanguinity, which will of cause the immoderate laughter and increased appetite. They can also provoke a narrowing of the mind, which would explain your temporary fascination with the candelabra. And I believe the fumes of this oil may also have been responsible for the notion that you have been bewitched.
And the men of the Near East gain pleasure from this oil? They would render themselves foolish on purpose.
Aye, indeed. Foreigners have many strange customs and desires that we cannot hope to understand.
How fascinating! I thank you for this explanation, sir. Indeed, 'twill make for a most diverting tale with which to regale guests at my next dinner. God give you good morrow, Dr. Foreman.
I think that's all, and I'll be going to sleep right now. One more.
Another consultation.
Will this one end in bed?
Or
Will Mistress Allen slap him around the head? Oh dear.
Ah, good
Good
day,
evening.
Mistress Allen. What brings you this day? Oh, dear lady.
You tremble like a leaf on an autumn day.
Aye, for I am most
Most
affrighted. But Mr. Allen says he thinks I worry over naught. So I am come to you, for methinks you would. Perchance you may help me.
By my troth,
I.
Pray tell me of this evil
Evil
that
that
frightens you,
frightens
madam, and I shall do all in my power to protect you from it.
Yes, evil.
Yes, evil.
Indeed, 'tis the very word
Word.
for it. I have seen a dark
figure
figure prowling outside our house in the night, and once I saw him spying through my window. Who is he? What does he want from me? What am I to do?
I see.
Yeah,
And you do not recognize his face or any other particulars? The colour of his hair, for instance?
Oh, nay, for 'tis always so dark. But by his silhouette I can tell he is a bony, scrawny little man.
Is he verily?
Really?
But your husband thinks 'tis naught to worry over, you say?
Aye, he says the man is doubtless naught but a poor travelling tinker who is merely taking shelter in our garden. 'Twould explain why his figure is so slight, to be sure, but what if he is not a tinker? What if his purpose is more sinister?
Aye, indeed. Then let us consult the stars. Who is the man prowling outside the Allen's house in the night, and what is his purpose?
Maybe one more. Have his mind, and she must reign in her favour. Constraint. Deceptive nature, obsessed with romance. Younger man, punished by God. Why is changing? Which one is better? Clear now. You chose B. Let it be.
The stars suggest the prowler is a secret foe of your husband. Does Mr. Allen have any gambling debts, perchance?
Hold. Methinks I see it now. Ah, 'tis you! The prowler, 'tis you!
Me? How now, madam? What an outlandish notion.
So you would deny it, that you have prowled and spied upon me these last months?
Prithee, Avis, you've got it all.
I will not have it. I am not a thing to be owned. I'm not one of your prized possessions.
I prithee, madam, put that down. Put that...
Ah!
Fie, madam. That was a priceless... A priceless Venetian vase.
Boss. This man who has earned such a claim. Robert Blue. Return from his conquest in Spain. Seats of love resound with his fame. Robert de Vere, the second, what's his name? A bit delirious from not sleeping, I do think of myself. I will go to sleep. I will pick up.
Good day, sir.
How may I?
By Jupiter! Can it be true? Robert Devereux, the Earl of Essex, Lord of Her Majesty's Privy Council, a hero of the Battle of Cadiz.
I think that's it for now. Give me a few seconds and I'll be back after a good night's sleep. Night.